Okay, please find a comfortable and relaxed posture. Keep your back straight and gently close your eyes. Take a few deep, long breaths to relax your mind and to relax your body. Breathe in peacefully, breathe out peacefully. And same time, make sure to relax your whole body and find a peaceful posture. With having peaceful mind and body, let's practice loving kindness towards yourself. Repeat to yourself lovingly and kindly. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Try to be a loving and kind person to yourself. As a loving person to yourself, you are learning to encourage yourself. You are not going to judge yourself. You are not going to compare yourself with others. Always you are patient and diligent with yourself. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I learn to forgive and accept myself. May I be well in mind and body. May I learn to care for myself with ease and joy. Now we can extend your loving thoughts towards your loved ones. May my loved ones be well. May they be happy. May they be peaceful. If you want to think someone especially who close to you, you can think of the person, practice your loving thoughts towards your special one. May my loved ones be well, be happy, be peaceful. May all the living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. May all the living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. May my difficult people be well, be happy, be peaceful. May my difficult people be well, be happy, be peaceful. Now slowly bring your attention to your breath. your natural breath. Mindfully observe your inner and outer breath. Breathe in mindfully. Breathe out mindfully. If you want, you can change your posture anytime, mindfully and slowly. If you are wondering, just know having thoughts, mindfully come back to your practice. Now mindfully take a few deep long breaths. And appreciate this moment, your practice, your commitment to this path. Make a determination to yourself to apply this practice every day at least 2-3 minutes. Please bring your hands together in front of your heart. May peace be with you. May all the living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. Thank you so much. Okay, we can do the chanting in the end. Today, while I was guiding meditation, I try to use less words. Maybe some of you notice. Usually I love to use some certain words when I'm guiding meditation. So today I didn't want to use much words because I do know sometimes people love to have some silent moments while guiding meditation. Sometimes people asking to have more words. Maybe hear both people. So maybe today you felt something different, maybe not. So let me know how do you like it. So if you need more words, I can have more words. If you don't like, I can have less words. So today actually I have a few books that I really like. When I have some time, I just read those books over and over. Those books has a really beautiful stories for our life. There's a story that I really like. I'm always sharing with this story with you all. Maybe some of you have heard this story from me. What is this story? There was a grandson and grandpa. They were talking in one of the morning. Then at the same time, grandpa asked the little boy, "Do you know, my dear son, there are 3 people inside you." He was like, "How? There's only just one. How come there's 3 people inside me?" Then he said, "No, there are 3 persons. If you think about yourself." Then the grandpa said, "There's one person inside you. He's very annoying. He's very cruel. He's very dangerous. He's not innocent. So he's not a good person, the first one. But sometimes he's good, but most of the time he's not. He's trying to be good, but it is hard. That's the first person." Then he said, "Next, the second person is very innocent. Sometimes he's like a rabbit. Very innocent, very kind. He has all the good qualities. That's your second person. Then the third person," he said, "almost always, the first and second person, they are trying to fight, they are trying to argue, they are always in a battle. The third person always trying to settle both people." You have heard this story many different ways. Maybe this is not a new story for you. So there are many different versions of this story. So, what do you think about these 3 people? Who's the first one? Do you have an idea about the first one? The cruel, nasty, the terrible one? The grandpa said, "That is your mind. That is your mind. That we all know it's always different." So we chant every day at the meditation 2 Dhammapada verses. It is talking about our mind, the good mind and the bad mind. Then grandpa said that yes, the first person is your mind. The second person, who's the second person? Yes, the grandpa said the second person is your heart. very kind, very, very, very innocent, the heart. The third person, who's the third person? So, I remember the first, maybe first day, right after the COVID, we closed the temple. Maybe it was, everything was going around, and we were about to have our biggest fundraiser. Then we had to close the temple. It was 2020 in middle of the March. I remember. Then I had to print a big sign. I put in the door. We closed, and then after the pandemic, so here was worse. And my mom and my family, they were almost every day keep calling me, and because they were so worried about here, because they can get all the news. And then I said, Mom, you don't worry, because where I am living, it is 5-6 times bigger than Sri Lanka, so I'm perfectly fine. They were worrying. Then that you all know how we experienced that almost 2-3 years. It was very interesting 3 years. And the same time, what I was thinking, somehow we were having a really difficult hard time. Then what I'm thinking, when I'm thinking about those days, I think that is those days just teaching us many lessons. It is teaching us to take care of ourselves, take care of others, to think about the qualities, the human qualities. Then when I come to the third person, that third person is humanity. I think those days, the pandemic taught us to think about humanity. Sometimes people do not think about the humanity, the qualities, because our life is a precious life. Sometimes people, they do not understand how precious our life is. They are just killing each other, hating each other, and they do not trying to think about others. They are selfish, and they do not have those human qualities. Therefore, that grandpa was telling his little boy, try to think about these 3 people who is always inside you, and it might helpful for you to be a good boy. So that's what he was telling that little boy. So why I was thinking to tell this story with you today. Last Sunday I was in Geneva meditation. So we are going every Sunday. There was a person, he asked me, it sounds like he's kind of new to the teachings or practice, and this is kind of common question. He asked, do I have to have a teacher to follow the teachings? And of course, yes, we do need someone to guide us. So while I was thinking this topic, it came to my mind, this is almost my 21st year as a monk. So many times I was telling you that my stories, with me many monks studied, some left, some is still, and some didn't have good teachers, and some had good teachers. So I'm always appreciating the teachers who helped me, who taught me over the years, because they are very important. Maybe you remember that your teachers who taught you when you were little, even though when you were going through a hard time, who helped you. And therefore the teachers are very important for our life. Then when we come to the practice, the same. We need someone to help us, someone to guide us. And one time, Buddha's assistant, his name was Bhante Assaji. He went to the Buddha and asked, my dear Buddha, I have a question. What is the question? I think this society, we call Sangha. Sangha means congregation. The teachings is half exist because of the noble friends. Then Buddha said, no, you're wrong, not half. The whole teachings, whole society exists because of the noble friendship. Therefore, Buddha always appreciate the friendship, noble friendship. So we come here and we learn and we practice. And almost a few days ago, one person, she's always come to the temple, and she called me and she has some questions. Then the same time she was very appreciating the temple and teachings. She said me, Bhante, it is very helpful for me over the years. I really appreciate the teachings and temple and the people around, and always we have new people at every sessions, and most of the times what they are telling, I love temple, and because it is welcoming, and people who comes to the temple also they are very nice people. So people have that vibe when they come to the temple. Maybe you feel the same. I think that is very important, because most of the times when you go, we don't feel that vibe, that welcoming feeling. I think why it is because of what we practice here, what we develop, the qualities, and it can affect to the everybody. It can affect to this building. This building can't even feel anything, but it can affect to this environment. So I was when I was studying, I'm talking about almost 10-12 years ago. I used to wake up early in the morning around 3:30. There's a place which has maybe you know the tree we call Bodhi tree. It's a big tree. The area is very peaceful. What I did actually, early in the morning after I had my tea around 3:30, I went to the place, and I used to walk back and forth and just walked around. The same time I studied. So sometimes it took, if I want to study something, I recite, I chant 2 times, it stick on my mind, on my head. Still I remember what I studied. So while I was teaching in my monastery, I was telling that my students to do the same, and most said it working up early in the morning and go to that peaceful place and study. What I was thinking, whenever we come to here, whenever we go to those places, we do not talk about the bad things. We do not spread hatred. We come here and we just practice meditation, chanting, talking about all the beautiful things. I think it affects to the environment. I was always telling, maybe you have visited some places, like some friends' houses. Whenever you go to their houses, sometimes you don't feel welcoming. You do not want to stay too long. Even though if they have any pets, they are not nice. Maybe you have experienced those houses. Whenever you go inside, you want to come out. As soon you can. You are pretending you have to do something, then you are trying to leave fast. Maybe you have done it before. But some places, whenever you go, you don't want to come. You just want to stay alone as you can. You just want to talk. Sometimes you don't even feel the time is passing. So I have visited many houses has the same vibe. I feel I'm telling some houses like a ghost house, some like maybe we can say like a temple. So what I'm thinking when I think about those places, maybe I'm wrong, maybe not. So I think what they practice in in those places, it can affect to their house or environment. If they have good qualities, practice. If they are practicing something, if they are peaceful, it can affect to the environment. The same way the other side. So that is what I feel, what I think. So why I want to tell you this everything. When we practice something, we need someone to help us, like noble friends. They can guide us. They can teach us in a good way. And also, noble friends they are always annoying. They are annoying and they are sometimes not nice. They come and tell you right away. They are not talking behind you, behind your back. They are just straightforward and tell you, because they want to see you are doing good. So therefore, the noble friends are very important. They are our teachers. And also, we are always talking about our breath. Breath is our noble friend. Whenever we are having a hard time. The breath is with us, and we take a few deep, long breaths to settle down. So therefore, Buddha always find a good teacher. It doesn't matter Buddha or not. Maybe you have somebody whenever you are having a hard time that you go and talk. So I have a good friend, really good friend. I never had any best friends. In here we call buddies. Buddies, I don't know. You are using certain words for a best friend. In my culture, if I translate it to the English, we call mango friend. Mango friend means the best friend. We call mango friend. We use a different term, but the translation I can call mango friend. So I never had that kind of friend, but I have really good friends. But after I moved here, I have really good one. Whenever I am having something in my mind that I really want to talk, I just talk to him. I trust him, and I know how he's helping me. So therefore, the noble friends, you can trust them. So you know they are not going to tell anybody. So therefore, they find a good teacher, find a noble friend who's helping and who can trust. It's very important. Sometimes it is not easy to find someone, the noble friends or teacher. Then what Buddha said actually, if you can find someone, try to live alone. Try to do your best with yourself. The teachings became a teacher for you then. Then after Buddha's death, because this month we are talking about Buddha's life, after Buddha's death, before Buddha's death, students went to Buddha and asked, after your death, who is going to be a teacher? Who's going to be our leader? Then Buddha said, there are no leaders. The teachings itself is the leader, is your guidance, is your teacher. So therefore, if you can find anybody, what you are practicing, that is your teacher. So therefore, try to find a teacher to your life to help. Try to find a noble friend who can trust, who can help you. If you can, anybody, your teachings, you come and practice. That is your teacher. So I just want to share with you about that idea, and please find a teacher to guide you. Okay, now we can do our chanting. Okay, let's chant together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Namo tassa bhagavato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ. Anicca vata saṅkārā Uppadavaya dhammino uppajjitva nirujjanti te samvupasamosukho sabbe satta avera hontu sabbe satta abhyapajja hontu sabbe satta aniga hontu sabbe satta sukhi attanang pariharantu mano pubbangama dhamma mano setta manomaya manasace paduttena vasati va karoti. Mano pubbangama dhamma mano setta manomaya manasace pasannena bhasati va karoti va tato nan sukha manveti chayava anapayini. Mind is the forerunner of its states. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi. If with a corrupted mind, one should either speak or act, suffering follows caused by that, as does the wheel follow the ox's hoof. Mind is the forerunner of its states. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi. If with a clear and confident mind, one should either speak or act, happiness follows caused by that. We believe in generosity towards others. We believe the skillful noble path is marked by generosity. We believe generosity has many levels. Think generously, speak generously, act generously. We believe generosity is the heart of our spiritual practice, and this practice allows us to become open, accepting, and forgiving. My wish, may I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those anxious, and a servant to all in needs. By means of this meritorious deed, okay, and thank you so much for coming, and I hope you learned something today. And we do not have any special announcements, but tomorrow we have meditation at 7, and we have refuge recovery meeting at 5:30. And so all the other informations on the bulletin board. And thank you so much for coming, and you have a beautiful day.